Hey you! Yeah, you! We want to give you a free game. All you gotta do is go to Twitter and follow our page, @pixel_chicken. 100 followers equals a free game! You! Yeah!
Hey everyone, this is the Pixel Chicken Podcast. We're coming at you live from fucking Seattle, Washington.
Wait, dude. We're not in Seattle,
We're
Washington.
coming live from fucking Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
from Radio City, New York.
Brah.
We're coming live from fucking Sao Paulo, Brazil. We're coming live from fucking Oslo,
Wait,
Iceland, motherfuckers.
jeez, man.
Northern Lights up in that ass. Yo, we're coming live from fucking Mars.
So I'm Philip. This is Stryker. Yeah, River.
Philip, thanks for taking the reins on that, man. I was being
Yeah. Good job, Phil.
unprofessional. Anyway,
I
alright,
was just along for the ride,
I know.
honestly.
Stryker, you're always down a ride. Philip always fucks with me.
Yeah, Phil.
Um,
You're the straight man, Phil.
yeah, Phil, you're the reason why this is still happening. Even though you seem to fuck everything up, you're really
Go fuck yourself.
So, guys.
What did I
Okay,
fuck up this week?
what?
Phil,
What?
we just had about 20 minutes of you trying to fix your mic.
Well,
But
okay,
that's-
well that was
wait.
that was the mic. That was the computer. Okay.
We'll save
Well,
that.
anyway,
We'll save that.
what were you about to say, River?
I don't know. I was about to say this is fucking welcome. This is your number one podcast for broadcasting from different locations around the universe. And
Similar
sometimes,
to a
the
number
state of
station.
Oregon.
yeah, similar to a number station. We also sometimes talk about video games. I don't know.
We've been known to talk about video games,
We've been known-
Izzy's.
Izzy's, vomiting. Let me tell you something. I got violently ill today.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell
yeah,
me
what happened?
For about 3 hours, I was violently ill.
What did you have for lunch?
That's it. That's just it, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. I know exactly why.
Hit me with it.
I went to a Chinese buffet.
Oh,
Yeah. Last week you were talking about how you do... Wait, no, that was Stryker. Stryker doesn't
it was
like
me. It was
Yeah.
me, man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
River-
there's a distinct difference between Chinese food and going to a Chinese buffet.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. No, I went back to work and within 20 minutes I started to feel dizzy and like I didn't know everything was alien to me. I couldn't figure out letters for a second. Colors started. Everything turned black and white.
Everything was an alien, a gray
Yeah.
to you.
Everything was a gray.
Phil, let me tell you something. The difference between getting Chinese food and eating at a Chinese buffet is thinking you're going to shit your pants
Yes.
and shitting your pants.
No, I'm gonna say the difference between that is knowing you're gonna shit your pants and not knowing when you're gonna shit your pants.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the real difference because I didn't know what was gonna happen. So, anyways, that was really fun. Let me tell you something.
Glad you survived.
I felt white and black reverse.
Whoa.
Yeah. Real existential.
Negative mode?
Yeah, I went into my assistive settings and switched the colors.
Went into accessibility.
Yeah. Oh, it was a mess, dude. Anyways, how we been? Philip, how you been?
I've been good, man.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Tell me more about Philip.
Well, this week,
No, just the person, the man,
Well.
the myth, the legend.
the legendary Philip Colby. Where does he start?
Ooh, arrogant.
Where does he start? Where does he end? That's the real question.
His epic quest.
He starts in
My
a small
success
village
story.
north of.
Well, Philip went to see The Judge today
Did Philip?
with Robert Downey Jr.
Phil, I gotta say, you've been seeing hella movies lately.
Yeah.
You've been-
I'll tell you guys why after
Okay.
the show. But anyway, we saw.
No,
The
tell us
Judge.
now. You
But
can't
other
wait.
than the
I
fact that
know.
there's a lot of great movies out this fall. I mean, there's been a lot of good
Tell me
movies.
about The Judge. Tell me about you've seen several movies. You've seen Interstellar. I know that. You've seen The Judge. Let's talk about this shit.
I'd much rather learn about Interstellar than The Judge, but I still want to know about The Judge.
Let's start on Interstellar. I want to know about Interstellar.
Okay.
Let's hop into this.
Okay, so I thought it was freaking awesome. It started out. At first, I was kind of worried, like, what direction was it going? But the bottom line is, it knew to cut out a lot of shit. Okay, there could have easily been like a 20-minute segment with everybody like training.
I'm sorry. Is this a Nolan film?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And no, that they cut that out. And it starts out as a science fiction
I don't
thriller.
even honestly. I
but
don't
it
even
really transcends.
really know what it's about. I just know that I want to see.
Nobody really
Well,
knew
that's
what it was
that's
about.
the good thing. Yeah, that's the cool thing about it is I don't
I don't want to give anything away.
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that it's
Yeah.
serious.
But of course, you got all these.
There's a
great
lot of really striking, like kind of scenes that I saw in the previews.
Yeah, there's a lot of visuals reminiscent of Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie it's not as slow as that. Definitely not. But it plays with a lot of interesting.
Isn't it like 3 hours long?
I felt like it was a little over 2 hours, but not directly 3
No,
hours.
it was like close to 3. It's
Yeah.
Christopher
Like
Nolan's longest
2:40 or
movie
something.
so far.
Wow.
That motherfucker.
Felt
It's
like
good to
it was-
know. I guess if it didn't feel long, then
Yeah.
No, it didn't. It felt like a big epic movie, but not that freaking long.
Huh.
I mean, once the movie really takes off, when it really fucking takes off, there's
Yeah.
never a point where I start to feel like it drags.
I'm profoundly interested.
Yeah, it's good. I'd recommend it.
it's 11 minutes shy of 3 hours.
Wow. 249.
169.
Oh, minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Got
I
it.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours. But yeah.
Yeah. It was that's on my list. I saw Fury, Philip.
Oh shit! What'd you think?
I loved it. I fucking
Yeah.
loved it. So it's been a long time coming since I've seen. I think I told you this, a good like World War II movie. I really wanted one to what's the last really good World War II movie?
I can't even remember the last
I
World
feel
War
like,
II movie.
I feel like there's been a disparity in movies and games. God damn it.
I guess Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, but I don't really consider that like an actual World War II movie.
I don't
You
either.
know what I'm saying?
It just took place in that time frame.
So I thought it was really, I thought Brad Pitt was excellent. I really like a lot of his characterization, and you're right, the moments that they show where, like, he's human, and they leave his backstory vague enough, like you don't really, they hint at a lot of the shit that's happened in the past, but don't really fill that stuff in a lot. So, and I think it's just honestly it was so badass.
Oh yeah.
Like especially when
cool.
there was that scene where they were rescuing the pinned platoon from the anti-tank guns along the tree line, and then once they took the anti-tank guns out, they just rolled on. It's when the Norman had to kill his first Nazi.
Yeah.
That whole entire scene was so fucking good. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
if anyone out there hasn't seen Fury, don't see it. Whatever you do. Oh wait.
Well, you're sending mixed signals, man.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of. I'm still recovering.
I thought everyone was. What did you think of like Shia
There's
LaBeouf?
fucking. Okay, yes. So I did not know that he was still. I had no clue he was in this movie. When I saw when the first intro scene and it showed him, and I was like, I thought to myself, I went and saw it alone because that's just the way that I fucking do things. and I said, "Is that fucking Shia LaBeouf?" I didn't know he was still working, much less in a pretty high profile movie. Last I heard, he was sitting with a paper bag on his head that says, "I'm not famous anymore." That's the last I had heard.
Yeah, he's
from
been doing a lot of weird shit the last.
a lot of like performance art or some shit like that. That's the last that I've heard of Shia LaBeouf, and then he shows up in this. Perfect, fucking perfect.
Great.
Yeah, this is going back to our first episode.
Sorry, just keep talking about Fury, dude. You got it.
Thanks, Philip. Anyways, I really like that. So tell us about the judge. That's your other hot list item.
So there's the premise. It's a premise that's been used before. The rich person goes back to their hometown to find themselves, but I don't think it's been done better I don't think it's been done better than how the judge did it.
Okay.
It's a really seeing the
Whoa.
Let me ask you
the
something.
one-on-one.
I know they might be disproportionate, but the Judge or Interstellar, which one did you like better?
Interstellar is the one I want to go back to see. The Judge, I want to wait for that to come out on DVD.
Okay.
To see it the second time.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess I will say Interstellar.
Okay. That's
if you want to see if you want to see Robert Downey Jr. Act with like Robert freaking Duvall, a legendary actor. There's so many great moments in that movie. I would check that movie out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting. You play any games?
There's one scene halfway through the movie. Have I played any games?
No. If you got
that
more stuff,
answer.
If you got more shit to say about the movie, then say some more shit about the movie.
No, well, I was good. Okay, well, I was going to iterate one more thing, and
Please
halfway
iterate.
through the movie, they're in the shed. There's a big fucking windstorm, and Duvall and Downey Jr. have this argument, and it gets so bad that Duvall he literally just leaves the shed, not giving a shit if a hurricane comes, goes into the kitchen, and grabs some scotch, and then
shed.
Yeah.
Phil, you have an uncanny propensity to just describe scenes that are, I don't know. Like you described last week on Fear, you described the scene where he heads over to the tank and takes a breather, and it's just like, I don't know, scenes that I understand can be like powerful. When you see them, but when they're described, it's just like, yeah, okay.
Well, shit.
No,
you're right.
it's
really
fine.
hard
It's
hard
fine.
to describe,
It's
but
fine. It's
when
fine.
you
It's
see
fucking
it,
fine.
I will just tell you, when you see the shed scene, it's one of the highlights of the movie.
Okay, cool.
And that is it. So let's talk about some games.
Let's talk about some fucking games. What'd you play?
Nothing.
Great. Perfect. Striker.
I do have something to say. I do have something I want to talk about.
No, we don't want your opinion, you non-gaming piece of fucking garbage.
Phil, I like that you're honest about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I played I've done that before. I haven't played games and lied about it.
We've all been there, man.
Yeah, man. It's a rough spot.
I did play games like before the last episode.
Like Scrabble?
No, I did.
Why didn't you fucking talk about them last week?
I talked about them. I talked about Evil Within, and I played a little bit of Silent Hill. But anyway.
Oh, man.
What did you play, River?
What did I play? Fuck. You know what I played, man.
You played Advanced Warfare?
I did play Advanced Warfare.
Felicia has that, and I wanted to play that before the show started, but it didn't work out. So how is it? How's the
Isn't
campaign?
she gone?
No, she's back.
Oh. Okay. That was quick.
But how's the game? How's the campaign?
Shh, man. You don't get to know. You haven't played it.
How's Kevin Spacey?
Shh, man. You don't get to know. You haven't played it.
How's the multiplayer?
Shh, man. You don't get to know. You haven't played it. It's good. So, Striker and me both got this on Monday for some reason.
Yeah.
Who knows why that happened? Who knows why they were like, oh, we're just going to sell it 2 days early? But they did, so we went and purchased it. So let's get into this, I guess. Striker, you've probably played more of the multiplayer than me. You can probably speak more to that. I can probably speak more to the campaign. So let's just go over. So with past Call of Duties, my kind of my MO, my modus operandi has been to always finish the campaign before I dig into any of the multiplayer. So I haven't even booted up the multiplayer because I want to see what that team has done as far as narrative and that kind of stuff. Because a lot of times it's been stellar in the past. Most recent efforts maybe not so much, but I'm always interested to see what kind of Hollywood shit these guys can come up with, and especially it being Sledgehammer's first outing. I wanted to see what they were capable of, so fired that up. My first impressions of it were, so it starts with this really nice pre-rendered cutscene, and they legitimately look. I for a second I was like, God damn! If this is the actual in-game graphics, this looks amazing because they're really nice looking. So it kind of sets up the character and everything, and then it pops you in, and you're playing Call of Duty, and it was kind of an immediate letdown for me. I'll be honest.
Really?
It was a bit jarring.
Yeah. It's this whole huge fanfare, and it's this it's this kind of intense monologue. We follow ideas. Humans, are more than willing to just throw their mind at any ideas that give them purpose. And it's oh, that's a really kind of profound statement. And then you're just fucking playing Call of Duty all of a sudden. And it was a real.
It doesn't go much further than that, basically.
Oh God! So, so you're playing Call of Duty, and that's that. The game is just that. What was I really expecting? Honestly, was I expecting some fucking, revelatory experience in gameplay wise? No, I shouldn't have been. But I will say, it is a very more so. Call of Duties are always polished. This is a step above. I think the quality of this one stands a cut above the rest. I think one of the things me and Stryker have been talking about that is specifically markedly better than past Call of Duties is the sound design.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of I have I played in my living room with this surround sound, and a lot of just
Have they? I heard that they brought back a lot of the older sound effects from the first Modern Warfare.
I don't actually have a sound bank in my head, so I couldn't tell you. But I don't know. They could, but I don't know. It feels like there's so much kind of tertiary sound effects. There's a lot of different sounding. Spatial. It changes. If you're inside of a building, the sound of your gun changes. A lot of tricks that I think Battlefield has done for a really long time. Mm-hmm. A lot of audible cracks in the floor or rubble falling on your head or something like that. It's a lot of little world sounds that give the player a sense that they're actually in the shit doing this stuff.
Walking on different types.
Exactly.
Of surfaces.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff that is not necessarily paid a lot of attention to in a lot of games, but it gives a lot of credence to the world and the settings when it does. And but besides that, I mean the game's the game. There is a certain set of challenges when you press the start button. It'll be exo challenges, and in the game you wear these certain exoskeletons that lend you different abilities, like a deployable shield or like a stim pack. So when you're low on health, you can actually bring yourself back up to full health immediately. And so it's basically just, it breaks down to kills, headshots, grenade kills, and intel, which are the collectibles. So every time you get a certain set of kills, you actually get an unlock point, and this was one of the most, that leads into one of the kind of the most, the biggest changes in the single player is that there's an actual, like, perk tree, like a talent tree, at the end of each mission, where you can actually augment your character with different characteristics and abilities. And they kind of break down to multiplayer perks. So, but some of them are actual, like, some of them is like 25% more health. So, in like more shield, an extra grenade pack. And so, at first I was kind of like, that's weird. It just feels like, why don't you just give me this shit? And it didn't really feel like I was upgrading anything. But then I upgraded my grenades, and, that was an actual thing that helped me. I have 5 threat grenades now, which are literally the best item in that game.
Oh, those are great.
Those are fucking fantastic. So it's got a lot of really cool ideas. I'll say one thing, I really do like the way that they're taking the story. It's a much more personal feeling story to me. In past Call of Duties, they've gotten so up their ass with, the entire and the entire world is in danger. This time around too, but it's like they don't really care about the characters in past Call of Duties, and I think this is focusing more on these 4 main, or at least these 3 main characters in your group, and you're learning more about them, and you're seeing them. The cutscenes in between missions are super well done, and you're seeing them bond together and go out and have beers and like get to know each other better. And then Kevin Spacey comes in. Kevin Spacey is fucking brilliant.
He's a very good voice actor. And
he is.
Character. I mean, I'm much earlier on in the campaign.
Yeah,
but
that specifically that mission that you're on when you're taking a drive with him through the Atlas territory, and he's giving that monologue, that was fucking great.
His performance is brilliant. It's the Kevin Spacey that you see on movies.
Yeah,
it's not like so many actors just don't translate well to voice acting, and he's the opposite. He's really good at it, and you just feel like it's Kevin Spacey playing a character, obviously.
Yeah.
But it feels like a Kevin Spacey performance.
Yeah. It's I'm very pleased with that. I think the acting is pretty good across the board. I actually like the character you play as. I think he's got some depth to him.
Does he talk, or is it sort
of
like a
that's
character?
one of the things that I like is that there's this actual character, and it so far it hasn't popped me into a nameless dude and killed me in 5 minutes. So I have been Mitchell, and I have had ideas of my own, and they have put a lot of the times when people are games nowadays are afraid to actually give the character feelings of his own, because it's always like, oh, choose your own feelings. And sometimes I'm like, no, just give me a fucking character with thoughts of his own. Like, tell this story. Yeah, tell this story how you want to tell it. Don't make me choose everything. And they've given this character, thoughts and feelings and a backstory, and I'm enjoying the story. And that's something I didn't enjoy with Ghosts. I didn't really enjoy with Modern Warfare 3. The last one that I really liked was Black Ops 2. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I think Black Ops 2 was after Modern Warfare 3, wasn't it?
I can't remember now. I think it was too. Yeah, I think you're right.
Anyways, that's I mean, in a nutshell, that is I'm about halfway through the campaign, so it's going good. A lot of different. They've done a really good job keeping the environments different, making them feel fresh. One of the cool things about Call of Duty is it's not like I don't know if you played either of the Medal of Honors, but they were really focused on like brown Middle Eastern warfighting, which I think is not very fun.
One thing I will say is when they drop you in that mission, even though it's like a fake kind of setup mission, you find out. But when they just drop you in front of a cabin, and it's like nighttime and stuff, I thought in my head, this is one of the coolest settings I've seen for a military shooter.
Yeah.
And it's so basic, but it's something that's just so out of the ordinary. You're used to seeing these gray, dark, backdrops and stuff like that. Like you said, in the Middle East. And it's nice to have some change.
They've done a lot of interesting, locales, which make it, now I'm in this this fucking strip beach, paradise, vacation spot, and it's just, it's the whole thing about, when Modern Warfare 2, that mission in the suburbs.
Yes.
That's you never see that shit, and it's fun to see creative level.
It is. I agree.
I do remember that level.
Yeah,
that was the campaign, the second game. Yeah,
it makes them much more memorable.
It does too. It was off-putting.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's kind of the single player. I'm really liking it. So I'm goddamn excited to jump into multiplayer too. So Striker, why don't you? What's your feelings on that?
So the multiplayer so far, I've kind of been the majority of my time I've spent with the game, I've been playing a lot of multiplayer, mixing in with single player as well. But the multiplayer so far, I'm having a blast with it. I'm still trying to get used to it, and obviously there's those moments of frustration, and part of it's because I haven't played a Call of Duty multiplayer game in so long.
You skipped Ghost altogether.
What'd you say?
You skipped Ghost altogether.
Yeah, I didn't touch Ghost. And the other part of it is because it's a new concept, a new type of multiplayer, and it's hard to get used to at first, and it takes some warming up to. You have to be. It's a much more fast paced, and the core gameplay itself. I mean, there's so much verticality that sometimes you forget about it. Sometimes you just are so focused on running around and going through this hallway and going over here that you forget there's a whole nother element above you. And you'll get blasted from above and be like, oh yeah, fuck, I haven't been looking up as I run. It's just small things like that.
Well, the thing is that Call of Duty multiplayer has become so ingrained that it's
exactly.
It might be almost hard to break out of that and say, oh, I can fucking double jump, oh, I can side dash, oh, there's all these new things that I can do. It's easy to when the framework is still very familiar to break out and say, oh, there's these new features that I have. It's like in any game when you've been playing it and then you unlock a new movement ability or something like that. It's sometimes hard to incorporate that into the way you've been playing. So
yeah. It's now as far as the level design itself, the maps go. Also, I think they're great. I love the different maps so far, the different locations. They're aesthetically pleasing, as well as just well-designed maps. The one thing that I've noticed far and above in these maps is that there is very little camping areas. I mean, it's just it's completely even there are some times where I'll be towards the end of my magazine and I'll need to reload, and I'm looking around for a spot where I can just kind of hide in a corner for a second just to reload, and there's always multiple entries into a place, and and like I said, with the added element of verticality, the levels play really well with that as well. So there's a lot of spots up high that you can jump onto, and even those spots, it's kind of nice because there's not areas where you can jump up and then snipe guys for the entire round.
Yeah,
you don't see that. The higher spots are really open, so you want to keep moving. I mean, the whole game is encouraging you to keep moving and to keep that sense of fast-paced rhythm going.
So basically trying to make campers go away.
Yeah, that, and they're just...
Nice.
I don't know if they're necessarily trying to do that as much as they're just trying to, like I said, encourage this new type of gameplay. But whatever they're doing, it lends itself to the new style of the game really well, and it's really...
Whether they're trying to mature... that aspect of the franchise, instead of just, reproducing the same thing.
Well, they're trying to do something with the fucking franchise altogether.
Yeah, they're doing something new. And another thing that I probably like most out of everything I just mentioned is that the matches themselves are not dominated by kill streak rewards. I mean, that's absolutely the core gameplay of pointing at somebody and shooting them is is far and away above. I mean, the advantage in the game. You're not trying to kill these guys so you can get, you're trying to get your kill streak rewards and stuff like that because they're obviously going to help you, but you aren't having to run in a building and hide for 3/4 of the game away from giant flying, helicarriers and shit like that, or Harriers. And it's really nice. I mean, you'll see that later on in the game, obviously, when someone gets a bunch of kills and then they'll get a reward. But it doesn't last very long. It's not annoying. It's not frustrating. It's very well balanced, in my opinion.
I think that I think that's an under, I don't know I fucking love that.
Yeah,
because in past
that might be something that would be underappreciated.
Yes, I think that is underappreciated because in past it's just been like fucking cool, a fucking AC-130 and then a Pavlo and then a fucking it's been a disaster in the past.
It's just I remember specifically in a lot of the games, like I said, you spend most of the time hiding, and if you're at an outdoor map, you're pretty much fucked.
Yeah,
I remember that one map in Modern Warfare 2 specifically. As good as that game was.
One?
Yeah, the one that was just all grassy outdoor areas. Yeah. And it had that one kind of underground bunker.
Oh, yeah.
It has the same system as far as perks and guns and attachments as it's got the Pick 13 system, similar to Black Ops.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that one.
I do too. So you basically
you
have you have as many things as you want to assign to your class, but they can't go over a point value of 13. So you can't have, 2 exo abilities and then a bunch of attachments for your guns and stuff like that. So that is also a really nice thing as well, because I feel like that also adds to the balancing of the game as well. So
I was thinking about Call of Duty and kind of what they could do, because at the same point we've said all these nice things. I think at some point they really need to do something, to really facelift this game. And I was thinking specifically, there's this one mission where, and I think they're going in the right direction. There's one mission where you use. Tell me, do you ever use mag gloves in the multiplayer? Is that an option to scale walls?
No, it is not.
Okay, so there's always been this weird disparity between really fucking cool shit that you do in single player, and then the shit that they allow you to do in multiplayer.
I agree 100%.
And so in single player, there's these things called mag gloves that you use to scale certain walls that are metal. And I was thinking, why do they implement all this cool shit, like these actual, it's not a cutscene, you actually control these mag gloves. Why don't they build maps in multiplayer to actually utilize the cool ideas and shit that they've put in single player? And maybe that's a balancing issue, but how cool would it be to be able to there's this I don't know, it would take a lot of doing, but to think, the maps are good, but you have all these awesome ideas, these awesome moments and technologies that you've created for the single player. Why not take those and say, okay, we're really going to try to implement all this cool shit into multiplayer. Let's think about how we can design these maps to make this shit work and make a really more dynamic feeling,
Yeah. It's funny you say that, because I've thought in the past that not just for Call of Duty, but just multiplayer games in general. Mm-hmm. I think that so many multiplayer games focus solely on the team versus team aspect and the competitiveness of that you don't play a multiplayer game and have these crazy epic moments that you would see, like you said, and that are scripted in a single player game. And I think that some games have kind of gotten onto that aspect, and little things like, I remember when I first played
Creed?
Well, I was just going to say,
okay.
I remember when I first played Titanfall.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool because when you start a multiplayer match, there's a story that's sort of told from match to match, and and you fly in and you're dropped off, and then you have to extract and leave. And it actually just added some kind of continuity to the matches, other than just you win, you lose, you win, you lose.
That's pretty
multiplayer
awesome.
games just don't, and that's a small piece, and it could have done a lot more with that. But I'd like to see games build more epic moments and encounters in multiplayer that you would see in a single player experience.
Have you seen
stuff.
any of Evolve?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, so they do something like that. Basically, every time a match starts, you start out.
That's true. That's a really good example.
Yeah,
by the way.
and it's just you're kind of four squad members just kind of bantering, bullshitting with each other. But it struck me as a really effective way of, setting up these are grizzled people. These guys have done this, been through the fucking ringer. And then, I don't know how much I'm excited to play the game, but just little touches and tweaks like that could spark a lot of life into something.
Yeah.
Little
There's
touches
so much
like
that could be done with that.
I mean, in Call of Duty, you sit motionless with a counter, and then it goes, "Get 'em, team."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just there's a lot.
Think
more
of how cool it would be if you had like a game on the scale of PlanetSide.
Yeah.
So think of how cool it would be if you had a high budget like AAA title on the scale of that, with several different matches leading to this huge overall war aspect, and you have like maybe 3 people are set off on this mission to assassinate this one guy behind enemy lines, and just a team of 3 people are sent behind enemy lines in an already existing giant game of team deathmatch to kill one dude because he's like a general or something.
Love that. Like individual matchmaking inside of a bigger conflict.
Almost like you're a part of a different game mode inside
you could be playing kind of like dynamic goals. Like you could be playing a huge death match, and then it randomly says, "Okay, you're part of the squad now. Here's your new objective. Go do this for 1,000 bonus points towards your team's goal," or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, just something like little things like that. Like I said, more.
And PlanetSide 2 has the framework of a really awesome, huge, gigantic conflict. But what it lacks is story and any kind of sort of real and any kind of. There's a lot of dynamic stuff, but it's all the same exact thing over and over. You're always just taking a base, moving on to the next one. There's no real
the foundation.
There's no fanfare. Yeah, there's no fanfare to okay, we fucking did this. Let's move on. There's no real reward for that except for moving to the next one. So
exactly, and I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Now to what you were saying about the Advanced Warfare campaign and how much you liked the fact that it had a narrative and it wanted to tell its story how it wanted to tell. Now, do you think that the choose your own path format is kind of getting a little bit old, or do you think that there's still possibilities left to explore in that?
I think it can be done well, and I think it can be done very poorly. I don't think it's getting old. No, I like being able to choose. I like being able to choose the story. What I don't really care for is black and white choices.
Yes, I don't like. My problem with those kind of games, there's a lot of games.
They have the ability to be very shallow.
Yeah.
Ever since the choose your own plot thing has become popular, I feel like a lot of games just throw it in to be like, hey, my game has choices.
Yeah. But they boil down to you're good or bad. Don't give me that. Give me choices that you don't readily surface. Like Fable is the first one to do it, and I'm not discrediting Fable because they were one of the first ones to do it. But games haven't evolved from that a lot of the times when they're like, do this clearly bad thing, become bad. Do this clearly good thing, become good. That's. I think it's way more powerful when you give me scenarios to choose my own. Like the Walking Dead games, for instance.
Well-rounded,
The Walking Dead games, for instance, they give you choices. You don't know how either of them are going to play out because they are both morally kind of gray.
That's right, and Wolf Among Us as well. There's those Telltale games. They do a good job. the thing about it is I don't want
Also-
to choose whether my character is good or bad. I want to choose what kind of character my character is.
Exactly,
You know, I want to
yes.
choose, and that's what's nice about those games is they almost allow you to choose like you would choose. You know, most of the time it boils down to you choosing. Well, I don't want to choose that because that makes me a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the time, games that give you the choice will be like, okay, well, I'm trying to be good. I want to get these good powers, so I'm going to do the blue option, not the red option. I
Right.
don't want that. Give me two options that are fucking gray, and let me do it. Phil, have you ever played Spec Ops: The Line?
Ooh.
No, I haven't.
Go play that game. You have an Xbox 360, right? You have a PS3, right?
Yeah, I have a PS3.
Go buy Spec Ops: The Line. I guarantee
It's cheap. You can
It's
find it for cheap.
Go buy Spec Ops: The Line.
It's absolutely worth it.
Yes.
Okay.
It gives you some of the... Oh, God. I've played that game 4 times, and every time it still blows me away.
Wow.
That game is something else.
It really is.
As far as gameplay, it's not like a super shining gem. It's competent. You know, it's
fun enough to get through.
It's a fun game, but the story and the moral, like, questions and like choices that it arises are fierce.
Absolutely an underrated gem.
It's a gem, yeah, dude. I like 2012, probably my game of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
So it's that is so yeah. As
Wait,
far
that's
as
the thing I was.
Phil, write that fucking down. If you don't have it finished by next week, and we don't have a 35-minute conversation on it, I'm gonna murk you, dude.
Yeah, me too, man. White phosphorus style.
White phosphorus in that ass. I'm gonna shove white phosphorus inside of you
Ooh.
and watch you
yeah.
squirm. Yeah, Phil.
I'm excited about that.
So that's Call of Duty. I mean,
Hey, one more thing about Call
Yeah.
of Duty that I can't not say is that it allows you to customize your avatar, your character, and I love that.
is
It's
it pretty
so cool.
good?
It's pretty good. It's there's not like a ton of choices, but you can choose, you know, what your exosuit looks like, your pants, your gloves, your shit. Yeah, it's just really cool. I really like that stuff.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Well, Stryker, you've been looking for an Xbox.
Oh man, my Xbox journey.
It's been a rough one for you. It's been a hell of a
It's been
ride.
tough. Phil, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I decided at the beginning of this month, basically, that I was going to get an Xbox One. I just didn't know when I was going to get that. And I wanted it to be soon, and I wanted it to at least be before the Master Chief Collection came out. That was my goal. And so when I began this search, I found the Sunset Overdrive bundle. And it fit everything that I needed in an Xbox. I liked that it was white.
It was
really
an Xbox.
It was an Xbox. And it came with Sunset Overdrive, which is the only game that's a part of a bundle that I actually want to get for Xbox. So I was like, okay, that's the one I'm getting. And then by the time, now this is all in the span of 5 days, River?
Yep.
About 5 days. I decided I'm going to get it.
It's like a PSP Vita, man. It's nowhere.
And I can't find it anywhere now. And it was completely readily available when I decided I was going to get it, by the way.
Yep.
And now...
An Xbox One.
An Xbox One.
Sunset Overdrive bundle.
You know what? Microsoft is making some fucking power plays.
Not with me, they're not, man.
No.
Yeah, well, you know, I think that, you know, a lot of there's a lot of validness to this argument. Validness. I don't know which one it is.
Validity.
Yeah. There's the argument that Sony and Microsoft are at each other's throats, or fans are at each other's throats, and
fuck
it's not how it
fans,
should be. But at the same time,
Hey man,
I feel like
competition is good
Sony,
for everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think
Competition
that
is good for the consumers.
it's good for Sony to produce, you know, quality prices and quality games, and Microsoft alike. You know, they're pushing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
At the
yeah,
end of the day, I want both consoles, and I want them both to be awesome.
Stryker, the reason that you're getting this bundle with an Xbox One and a game for $350 is because Sony has been kicking Microsoft's ass. Competition is good for the consumer.
Absolutely.
And people who like complain about like fanboys who complain about the other console, like, you don't fucking get it. If that console was there, you'd be paying $1,000 for your PlayStation 4.
Exactly.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, so You're never going to get the bundle. So...
I might have to settle on a different bundle.
No, you'll find it, man. You'll fucking find it.
Thanks, man.
The
point is, I'm going to have an Xbox One. I'm going to play Sunset Overdrive. And we're going to play fucking Master Chief
You're going to play Master Chief Collection on normal because we're not fucking lunatics and we want to have fun with the experience.
Pretty difficult on normal.
It is. It's gonna be a tough
game.
It's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be a fucking wild ride.
Especially the flood.
Yeah, fuck the flood.
Oh, I remember the fucking flood.
Of course you remember the fucking flood. They suck. That's why.
Everyone remembers them because they suck.
I'm gonna be the arbiter, man. You can't be the arbiter. I want to be him.
So I want to talk about something else with you guys.
I do. I think I know what you want to talk about because I was gonna.
I'm sure you do. So this week they announced and showed a trailer for GTA 5 first-person mode, which is coming to the new...
I was just about to bring that up. I had the web page open.
Yeah. Phil, have you seen this?
Have you seen... Yeah.
I've seen one shot of it.
Oh, that's
So you didn't
enough.
watch the trailer?
Yeah.
Let me
stop. What do you think from that one shot? Because let me be honest, when I see a single screenshot,
holy shit.
There's a lot to be taken from a single screenshot. Tell me what you think. Besides just holy shit, because that's not a stance.
Okay. So, I think you were playing as... Don't remember his name, the black guy.
Yeah.
And
are you going to tell me literally what the shot was?
Yeah, and we don't want to know what. What did you think?
What did it make you feel deep down?
It looked like a legitimate first-person game.
Yes.
It didn't look like it was going to be half-assed. And clearly, I mean, when has Rockstar done a half-assed game?
They haven't.
They haven't done a half-assed game since fucking State of Emergency. Remember that game? That was a Rockstar game.
I think
they were just publishers, though. They weren't.
Yeah.
They didn't develop that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just from the look of it, I can tell that it's going to respond. It's going to be very well. It's going to respond very well to controls. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to make a new experience for playing the same campaign. It's going to make the experience a little different the second time around.
They did make Oni, which I don't know.
Forgot about that game.
Yeah.
Oni. Oh,
Oni.
shit.
Yeah, River, you and I had talked about this.
So, Philip, is that all
just
your
a screenshot?
The bullshit answer that you're going to give us, really?
I thought it was a pretty good answer.
All right, maybe I didn't listen. I'll have to listen back. I'm sorry. So yeah, one of the main things that I've seen that screenshot that you're talking about, and one of the things that they were talking in kind of a write-up on, I think, GameStop or GameSpot or something like that. How, yes, Rockstar didn't just put the camera. They couldn't just put the camera in first person because it wasn't built as a first person game. So they had to go back and build this as a first person game. They had to redo a lot of animations, obviously a lot of texture work, all that kind of stuff. And I think that really that single screenshot, I know exactly the one you're talking about, really speaks to everything that I read. And one of the main things that they said is that it feels much bigger.
Which makes sense. I mean, you don't really think about it, but
no, you don't.
When you look at that one screenshot, like we were talking about,
it feels fucking huge.
Yeah, it's like you actually feel like you're a part of. You get to appreciate the scale more.
Yeah,
when
I
it's
can't
absolutely. I think that I think the same goes for horror games. A first-person perspective can really immerse you in that world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same way. If PT was a third person, it probably wouldn't have been as scary. And I think that with GTA 5,
good point,
as a first-person, I really feel like, again, it's going to be a new experience. It gives me a reason to buy GTA 5 again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, the added animations and stuff, and they said that you can change it to how you like. So you can change the controls and the camera aspects.
Yeah.
So that you could make it whenever you go into cover, it switches to third person, kind of like Rainbow Six, or a game like that. Or you can just keep it all first person or all third person. So I like that. I like that they just let you kind of.
I'm really excited to play that again.
I am too. Even before this, I I just want to play the game again, like even
me
before
too. Me too.
the re-releases.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys got it on PS4? No, PS3 or Xbox?
We got it on Xbox. We're gonna get it on. We're gonna get it on PC this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to wait another 2 months.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Because it doesn't come out for PC until January. It comes out in 2 weeks for PS4 and Xbox One. So, yeah, about that. Fucking DMA Designs, guys. Right?
Yeah.
Philip, do you know what DMA Design is?
No idea.
Okay, they were Rockstar before they were Rockstar.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they started as DMA Design and they made, fucking Monster Truck Madness and a bunch of bullshit.
Oh.
They made Thrasher. They
right?
made Thrasher Skate and Destroy.
Mm.
Remember that game?
I remember
Thrasher
that game.
Skate and Destroy. That was a fucking piece of shit.
Never played it. Remember?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did. I remember hearing about it a lot.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm just excited to It just felt like, I think that screenshot was on Grove Street. I just thought about getting in a car and actually it makes it feel like this huge, gigantic battlefield. Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It makes what was seemingly kind of a fun but not super memorable mission actually feel like a war on the
yeah,
street.
exactly. Yeah, a fucking gang war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you guys. So
Please
the two big releases coming out this Tuesday are AC and Master Chief Collection. I know, River. I know you're getting Master Chief Collection. Are you also going to get?
I'm going to utilize the Target buy two get one free, and I'm going to get AC Unity. I'm going to get Master Chief Collection, and fucking who knows what else? Because there's nothing else really on my radar for next week. But I will get.
For me.
Well, you don't have an Xbox One, so you can't get the Master Chief Collection, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
yep. Exactly.
I will get both of them. I'm excited for Unity. I don't know, man. I think it's well known I'm not the hugest AC fan. I had a lot of fun with Black Flag while it lasted, but I never finished it. It's kind of burnt out, but I don't know. There's something in me that does actually like the. I guess the gameplay loop is pretty fun while it lasts, and the idea, the aspect of possibly playing this cooperatively with maybe you and someone else is very appealing to me.
I agree 100%.
I think that's one of the things that I think I wouldn't be as excited, maybe at all, for this release if it wasn't for that idea.
Yeah.
I'm also just excited to kind of see what they do, especially with all the talk of them making significant changes to the way that a lot of the missions work and a lot of the ways the mechanics work. So,
right.
they've obviously talked about a lot of the things that I've disliked about the past Assassin's Creeds. So I'm pretty excited to see what Unity holds. So
me too. Just the little things like the fact that there's little side missions like solving a murder mystery and stuff like that. Yeah. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I really do.
I'm interested. I don't know if I'll ever get to play it, but I'm interested about Rogue.
I am too. I really became over the last little while much more interested in that game.
Maybe they'll do an HD release, or maybe they'll release it on PC or something. I don't know.
It's supposedly there's a rumor, or maybe confirmed, that it's going to be released on PC.
Okay,
it might be confirmed now. I can't remember.
That's cool.
That would be cool. I'd like to play it and go through the story.
Yeah, I'd like to see what they do with that. So, I will be picking those two up, as well as I wish that buy two get one free thing was the next week because there's Far Cry and Dragon Age that I also want.
I was thinking about that, and I was wondering, could you potentially buy 3 games next week and then not open them and exchange them the following week?
Ooh, that's shiesty, and I love it.
Why couldn't you do that? It's the return policy.
You're right.
I don't see why you couldn't.
You're fucking right. Woo!
Phil, you're gonna have to find that out. Call Target.
Yeah, call Target for us, Phil. Call Alex from Target.
I will.
What was that, Phil?
Well, if I go to Target and I get 2 games,
if I go to Target, I'm getting fucking drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I might get Wolfenstein. I heard it was good.
Get fucking Wolfenstein, please. God damn it.
Is it a good game? I mean, I hear it's fucking great.
Jeez. It is a good game, man. It's a fucking
Yeah.
It's a good game. The character, it's better than it has any right being. I'll say that.
Well, it is. The franchise is the first person game, first person shooter, arguably. So, I think it's actually a great thing that it's at least a quality game.
Well, that's the thing is that like I didn't expect what I got from Wolfenstein. Is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's spirited and it is the characterizations are phenomenal. Like you don't expect fucking BJ Blazkowicz to be a nuanced character.
Yeah, no kidding.
But he is. They make this super like archetypal looking like Brad Pitt in Inglourious Bastards. Like he does a real good Brad Pitt from Inglourious Bastards. But then he's also got this actual human side that is like, he's killing Nazis, and then he's got actual, and a lot of it's really heavy-handed. Like a lot of his monologues inside of his head are really heavy-handed and kind of comic-y. You'll probably really like them. It's a lot of kind of Max Payne-esque internal monologue, honestly,
nice.
from the characters. So.
You know what's cool about them adding something to the character is that they totally could have not done that and just made him the complete 90s
just made him the Nazi
shooter.
killer.
And everyone would have been okay with that because it's Wolfenstein.
Killing fucking Nazis.
And business is a booming.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
But yeah, they didn't. And every character, like there's a cast of characters that I cared about in that game, and it sucked when they died. It just fucking sucked, man. So you should pick that up, Philip. Fuck you. Pick it up. If you don't pick it up. Good.
I'm going to do it.
If you goddamn, I swear to God, Philip, go to Video Game Headquarters, buy Spec Ops The Line.
Okay.
Philip, are you listening to me?
Spec Ops The Line.
I'm going to check in with you during the week. What are you doing tomorrow? Go buy Spec Ops The Line tomorrow.
Okay. Jeez.
Fucking pick it up!
Shit.
Sorry.
Shit.
Sorry, man. I'm really passionate about this game. It changed my life for the worse, man.
Yeah.
I started killing everyone who's different than me.
Oh, that's healthy.
That was the best thing you possibly could have said. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think that's about
it's
all
a pleasure.
All we have on the docket today. Is that correct, fellas? Do we have anything else of note? Oh, fucking CD Projekt Red is officially the coolest developer ever.
How awesome are they?
So, Philip, have you heard about this?
No, tell me about it.
So, you're excited about The Witcher 3, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you a reason to be more excited. CD Projekt Red, the developer, just announced that there's going to be 16 DLC packs for the game, and they are going to be 100% free to everyone.
That is insane.
Yes.
So you buy the game, it's yours. The DLCs are yours. Talk about gaining a fan base.
They have always done this.
A loyal.
They completely buck the trend.
Yes, every single time. They don't give a fuck. They're like this shining, light in game development and publishing that like they are always doing this cool shit. Like every like couple of months you see something on Reddit like CD Projekt Red fucking sucked my dick. And I didn't even ask. It's just it's just so cool. Like they're always like they just care about the player. They don't care like
yes.
And that is the thing is like if you like gaming is such a look at Gamergate. Like gaming is such a fucking like passionate, kind of grossly passionate hobby that if you try to fuck with the market, they will fucking tear you a new one on the internet. You know. And so
that's very true.
So I think CD Projekt Red understands that and they're like, listen, we just want to make you guys happy. Like, and I think it's not strictly to make sure that they don't get crucified. I think they legitimately care about.
I agree.
The medium and the players, and they want to do right by them. It's not just to cover their asses. I portrayed that wrong. I think they are legitimately passionate about this industry and the people who play their games.
And they're very upfront and honest with everything about
Exactly.
their goals and what they'll be able to achieve and what they won't. And they're great developers. I mean, they make fantastic games with really good tech in their engine. Yeah, they're great.
And they're making that weird cyberpunk first-person shooter that's never coming out ever.
Oh God, I hope that. Thinking of what they could do with a cyberpunk.
What is it? Cyberpunk 2030 something or whatever like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Thinking of what they could do with a sci-fi game makes me want to fucking puke, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I wish I puked like that. I would want to puke more often. I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that was a notable story of the week. So that and kind of first-person GTA are kind of the two hot button issues for me. So I guess with that we can go to the Phil. Fuck you.
You ready, Phil? You got some shit?
I got some shit.
You got some shit for the fuck you?
Cool, man.
I got some shit for the fuck you.
I like it. Phil, can you spit us a freestyle?
Yeah, please.
Please?
No. Yo.
Yeah.
Yo,
Phil, I love my family more than anything.
Yeah.
Yo, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Up in your colon.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Sorry, man.
Oh man.
That was good.
Yeah. All right, Phil. The Phil fuck you. We're gonna go ahead and start that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know, I kind of want to talk about the Thor movies.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
New article was released that they're going to really aim to make Thor 3 at the same level of quality of Captain America 2 was. And I really hope so because just a minute.
Yeah.
I liked the first two Thor movies, but I feel like I still feel like those two movies are the movies leading up to Avengers when Captain America Winter Soldier stands on its own. So, I hope they step up their A game with Thor 3.
Did they just announce like 25 Marvel movies or something?
Yeah, they announced their whole
they announced
lineup.
till 2030 or some
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
2065.
What are they, fucking NASA? Like, we're going to send a movie to Mars by 2040?
In DC,
We're
they've
gonna
announced
project
a whole array of
to
movies.
all of
Doing very well.
All of Alpha Centauri.
Yeah.
So anyways, Thor movies, I'm sorry. That was sidetrack.
No, it's okay. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of
Fucking
Marvel
not
movies
okay,
coming
man.
out,
It's not.
and DC is
Not
even though Superman wasn't very good, they're gonna do the whole DC crossover thing, and they're gonna be making Cyborg Stryker. They're doing Cyborg the movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Are you doing MODOK the movie?
I wish. Honestly, Phil, I'm not super stoked about any DC stuff till I start to see it. I just don't have the trust in them until
I
see
am
something
right
good.
with you. Like, I am 100% with you. Hopefully the next Batman Superman movie will be awesome. I want it to be. I won't be convinced until I see it.
I'm in the
same
I
goes-
gotta see it to believe it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Is there a mythical third comic book company?
Well, there's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
stuff
called
going-
Image.
Yeah. there's
What
a
do
lot
they
of
have?
stuff.
What do they have? Anything that I would know off the top of my head?
Image.
Spawn.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Spawn.
Okay.
But Image is doing really well as of lately. They're known for having a lot of creative freedom, having a lot of groundbreaking comic books. They're publishing one of the comic books that I want you to read, Stryker and River, called Saga.
Oh.
And but the titles are creator owned. You see,
And
Image
they don't
just
do a lot. They
publishes
don't
them.
do as many hero comics. They don't
Okay.
have a lot
Yeah.
of like hero characters.
Yeah.
They do a lot more kind of other story driven, more realistic. Maybe not
Yeah.
more realistic, but not as
Image. There is, however, an Image superhero universe, but it's not. It's definitely not what Image is known for right now.
Okay.
It's known mostly for their independent comic books.
Okay. That was bugging me. I wanted to know if there was something.
There's also Dark Horse.
Oh, Dark Horse.
And Vertigo, which is
the
actually
famed third album from
branched off
Nickelback.
DC. Nickelback.
That's probably the first time Nickelback's ever been mentioned on a podcast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably the last time. Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna
probably the last,
gonna put a Beretta in my mouth now.
Please don't. But that was a funny thing to say.
Please don't. I said it last week too. Ha
Oh, yeah.
He's still here.
ha!
Oh.
Oh.
Anything else, Phil?
Nah, that's it, man. I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, that's fucking it. Phil,
What?
say fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, there you go. This is Phil fuck you, and that's the fucking podcast.
Oh, and we also want to introduce you to the guy who did our intro, Crush Fuck Johnson.
Crush fuck Johnson.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was his
Crush
name.
fuck. You got anything to say to us?
No!
Okay, Crush fuck. That's
We need to do an entire segment with Crush Fuck Johnson.
Crush fuck Johnson's pussy. Oh Jesus.
Oh God. We went so long without getting disgustingly
I
old.
know.
Is there anything else? Is there any other questions about the comic book industry and comics that you have to ask Strike River? Like, is there anything that this just made you really curious that you wanted to know?
Well. Oh man, how many pulsing vulvas are there?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh, dude.
I don't know. That's the only thing I'm really curious about.
Okay, cool.
Could you
Well,
find that
other
out
than
for me?
No,
we cut that
I don't
part
think
out.
I will. But other than
Just
that,
Google search it. Just Google search it. It's all right.
I don't think I will. I don't
Fucking
think
Google
I will.
search it, man. We still need an answer to our pneumatic tube shit experiment. So I've been.
Oh yeah.
I've been
Any
way too.
listeners that have the resources for that, please
Yeah,
please
we're way too bitch made to go and do that. So
send us a video
yeah, send us a fucking
or a series of GIFs.
or I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, that's the podcast for this week. Unless we've got anything pressing, I'm gonna say let's call this one.
Deuce.
All right, man.
Deuces. Hey, thanks for listening as always. The email is pixelchickenpodcast@gmail.com. Fucking send us some emails. We love hearing from you. We love answering your questions. Go and follow us on Twitter. That's @pixel_chicken. We're going to give you a free game like in 2 years from now when we get 200 followers. And that's it. Like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Striker.
Pixel Chicken Podcast.
Yes. It's not facebook.com/Striker.
No, don't do
That will
that.
take you to a bad page.
Yes.
But that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Striker, Philip, as always, thanks. Crush Fuck Johnson. We're going to have to talk, but thank you as well. So, and that's it. Thanks, guys. Philip, close us out as you always do.
See you guys.
Brrr.